Sandy Brockman is back. And on this episode, I forced her to come on because I wanted to talk with her openly about how I am losing 30 pounds because I gained about 50 with this baby and I still have 30 pounds to lose.
Yes.
And I thought it would be interesting to bring you on so you can share all your Sandy science, Sandy land.
The Sandy strategy.
The Sandy
land strategy.
Yes. And we could talk about it in the open, how we would talk about it behind closed doors.
Okay. I love that.
I tense up when I'm around you because I feel like you're going to judge my posture.
I know.
She is judging.
I know. Well, you should. Good. I hope I do. Squeeze your back.
We have a straw tequila.
Okay, we're going to have tequila.
I'm activating my lats.
Thank you.
Would you mind if you also grabbed me some ice? That's my last request, Emily. Okay.
All right.
Ready?
We're taking a shot. Okay.
So,
hang on. We're waiting for the ice, though.
Well, we can just keep talking.
Just sip a little
Okay.
bit.
Well, okay. Go ahead. Well, I'm back.
When someone comes to you and says what I said to you, which is, I need to lose 30 pounds. And for me, I have to do it a little quicker. I'm on a show, so it's important to me.
Yes.
Where do you even begin?
Oh my gosh. So, that's what's great about personal training is it's so personal. So I could look at you and I could say, you're not middle-aged, but you know what I mean? Like a mid-world female. And I could say, and I could just slap onto you the plan that like I give all, and I don't need ice, thank you.
Neither do I. No.
I already took a
Only
sip, by the
babies
way.
need
I
ice.
forgot.
Go ahead.
And I could slap onto you just like a regular, the workout routine that is regularly given to women in their 30s and their 40s, you know? It's like, it's not personal. That's the one thing that when you came to me, I have to look at you as an individual, just like I'm talking to you right now, but I also look at Michael as an individual. And, but everyone can do this to themselves too, because I have like a critical eye. I don't have a critical eye because I'm criticizing you. I have a critical eye because I need your body to not only get strong, get mobile, get straight, get aligned, have proper biomechanics. I see so many different things at once, you know what I mean, that have to happen before I'll even contemplate sticking you on a treadmill for 45 minutes. You know what I mean? So like, I feel like the one thing that that a good personal trainer can do, and is take it very personally and look at the person like they're, stand back, look at the human. Y'all don't even know it, but a lot of times when you're walking in the gym, I will watch y'all walk because I'm interested in your gait patterns. I'm interested in like how you're walking as a human because it's going to translate how I have to train you. So that's what I do. I know it sounds like, well, I have 30 pounds to lose. Isn't that the goal? But you already know this, and you already know there's so many things that are about to happen before. That's not even that's the least of my problems. The first of my problems is getting your body straight and aligned.
Okay, so let's go through each of the problems that we're going to, before the 30 pounds. Go straight and aligned.
But you're saying is like people come in and focus on the weight first, and it's like there's a lot of other things they need to do before that starts to come off.
Yes, yeah. So I think like that, should we do our tequila shot really fast? Okay.
I'm going to do it.
Cheers. Okay, are we just sipping it? Is this one of the good ones that your name's on the bottle?
No, it's not. My name's not on this bottle. It should be.
But it was on that one.
My name should be on every bottle.
Right,
but no. I'm just listen. We got a long night ahead of us.
Okay, listen to this. So right. All right. So the thing is, and this is kind of going to touch on a point I wanted to bring up, that how you train in your 20s and how you train in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s have to be different. You know what I mean? So by the time someone gets to me, they have set many different and probably not great patterns in their life. They didn't necessarily have them, even though I see a lot of young people now with their rounded backs and their glutes off. People are so scared. Paranoid. Right? So you see that. So by the time they're in their 20s, they've already set bad patterns in classes that they've been taking, bad patterns, meaning that they're an injury is on its way. You can see the way that they're using their body not correctly, with the bigger muscle groups being the primary movers, and they're starting to create those patterns. So in your 20s, what I want people to do is start to get, if I had had a Sandy in my 20s, I would have not wasted so much time. You know what I mean? Because what I would have done to a Sandy is I would have said, how do you want your body to look? give me your goal, because everybody has different ways they want their body to look. I have opinions on what I think is a healthy body, right? But like everybody has a different thing, especially for females. But so tell me what you want that to look like. And I'm gonna propose to you that I would rather you have a stronger back, bigger glutes, smaller quads, be athletic, and have a little bit of endurance. Okay.
Which is exactly what I want for my body.
Right, exactly. So then, oh my gosh, if I got a brand new Lauren 20-year-old whose body hadn't set any patterns yet, imagine if I had patterned you correctly, using your back, using your glutes, not overusing your anterior chain, using the back of your body, good posture. Then you would carry that into your 30s and your 40s and your 50s. But by the time people get to me in their 30s or their 40s, now I have to undo patterns. That's the first 6 months of my job with most of my clients, is undoing patterns that you've learned through, again, either, and praise it. Also, like if you didn't dial in, you know, you were busy having kids and like doing all your stuff. Maybe you were just going and just like, you know, kind of this disassociation.
Well, this is the hardest thing, because I think back to when we were young and the problem with trying to reach young people with these kind of things. Not that I'm so old now, but I remember myself thinking like, oh yeah, that's like an old person.
Yeah, 100%.
And so like you don't, and you feel fine. Like I have younger sisters and, you know, obviously younger friends, and I tell them like, yeah, you don't notice it now. You don't realize the patterns wrong. Like if you're walking around with your head down in your phone all day, like that's you're gonna have a hump later. Right.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
I think like if you told them that, like, or if you told people, hey, you're going to really struggle putting on muscle if you don't put it on between 20 or, you know, even younger, maybe like 15 and 40. Like by the time you're older, it's gonna be harder and harder. Yeah. But the thing is, when you're young, you just think everything's fine in your health and you don't take it to heart until later. And I wish like if I could go back, I would have just taken that way more seriously. But the problem is
and I feel like with now and with women especially, there's a strive for strength training. I can feel it in the air. You know, we talked about last time, like, let's fucking go. I've been waiting for everyone to get on this train for 20 fucking years. Okay, so we're on the train now. We're on the strength train. Okay, awesome. Now let's not fuck it up by having bad patterns on it. So if you're in your 20s and you're doing strength training and you don't want huge quads and a bad back and no glutes when you're 40, figure it out now. You know what I'm saying? And don't do what we did, which most of us, including people that are still doing it right now as I speak, you're like literally, instead of saying, okay, how do I sit all day? And then what's the opposite of how I sit all day? And what about muscles on my back that are supposed to hold me up? What about that instead of just shrugging up? How is my body supposed to be? And start thinking, critical thinking in your 20s about movement. Oh my God, by the time you're 53, you're like me. You're in maintenance, baby.
There's also something like Jordan Peterson has that chapter in his book, and it's like, and it says like, walk with your back straight like a lobster.
It says stand tall like a lobster.
Stand tall, but
interesting. Like Larry the lobster.
For people that like they get stuck on the way people present or the way, you know, like their stature is, like you can see somebody who's not so tall that carries themselves upright.
Yes. Yeah.
And they are going to present much differently than somebody who's tall but slunches down and looks like Quasimodo, right?
Yeah.
Like, so like for the girls, they're like, I need a guy that's 6'2". Do you want the 6'2" guy that's hunched over?
You don't want
Quasimodo,
that.
Or do you want the guy that's like 5'9" but stands up straight?
Exactly.
Right? Like, it's
but
like,
you know why
thing.
You want the 5'9" guy that stands up straight? Because his back isn't gonna freaking hurt like hell when he's 50, and you have to take care of his ass. You know, because that means that guy's using his back muscles instead of just letting that
Well, hold on here. I have a few back issues, as you know, Lauren. I'm gonna need some help.
I feel like I'm not like a bedpan kind of.
But also,
we've healed him.
What?
We've healed him.
We've healed them. No. Oh my God. I also have back issues. Like I'm saying it happens again. I didn't have a Sandy when I was in my 20s. I didn't have a Sandy in my 30s. So I tracked I did bad patterning for a long time. Hurt my back.
Just don't get on this show and start telling my wife not to take care of me, because I'm going to need some help. Right?
I know. I'm with you. I understand.
So
I'm making Lauren very strong.
So going back to me coming to you and saying, I want to lose 30 pounds.
Yes.
The first thing that you would tell someone is that we have to get your stature and your structure right. Is that correct?
Well, do you want to know the real, because we're talking real.
Let's talk
real. The first
real.
thing I'm thinking in my mind is she doesn't even know what she's about to not know.
Yeah.
Because
Agreed.
I am going to start from scratch. And I'm going to, you don't even know that you feel like this is about to be the physical journey of a weight loss, but it's about to be a fucking psychological journey.
Yeah.
And you don't know that when you first meet me, because I look like a trainer that says, okay, let's do your macros. And you know what I mean? I'm an aesthetic trainer, but I'm a fucking surgeon with the barbell. You know what I mean? So I'm a weird trainer like that. So what I'm thinking is she's about to have to make a shift in her brain.
Right.
And that's like the main thing I'm interested in, but I'm going to couch it in her 30-pound weight loss goal. And I'm going to let her think that that's the goal, because eventually that all comes off, and it comes off forever, and you never have to worry about it again. Because if I can bring you along psychologically, if I can bring you along alignment wise, so now we start changing the patterns that I can see. When someone does a barbell back squat, I can see 10 years into their future. I can see what their back's going to look like. I mean, it's scary. It's almost scary what I can see.
So you're like clairvoyant when it comes to what the body looks like.
I can see what's breaking down already, I mean, so like you were coming to me with a 30-pound weight loss, and all I can think about is, what is her air squat look like? Because that's going to show me how her body's moving. And if I see a bunch of disjointed movement, then I've got to fix that disjointed movement before I get her under a bar. You know what I mean? So everything to me through a squat, that's why I make everyone do 10 air squats as soon as they see me, is I can see, is your back able to hold itself together today? Is your chest tight? Are your glutes tight? Are your hips tight? Are your knees tight? Are your ankles tight? I can see everything in that squat. And then I can see everything for the rest of your life from that squat.
What is the next step to Sandy Science?
Well, okay. So Sandy Science, because there's a big controversy with the science, do you have to have a PhD or not? But mine is, I have trained so many people on my feet for so many years, and I've had to solve so many problems in my own body and in there. So that's where Sandy Science comes from. I'm not a scientist, obviously, but I play one on all the podcasts. I cosplay them. But it's just, there's things that I know that to be true. And y'all know this, now everybody's trying to have some new thing. And the thing is everything that everybody does is right. Just so everybody's not, I can understand how dancers think that a strength trainer is a loser, because dancers have feet like you've never seen people with feet. They're like hands. They grab the floor. And the strength trainer has they can't even spread their toes. So who's right here? The good feet people, right? But then the ballet dancer can't do a deadlift, and she can't lift her own body weight off the ground, and her bones are deteriorating. So she needs to do, so everyone's right about one thing, and everybody argues about the thing. But if everyone could coexist in the fitness world and take something from one world and another, the best thing from each world, and that's what I'm doing with y'all. I take something from each of the best worlds and I combine them and make it so that you have the best feet, legs, glutes, back, mobility, endurance, athletic ability, agility. I combine it all together for you. So you become a complete package.
What's the perfect pie?
The perfect pie for every week or the rest of your life?
For the perfect pie that you're going to prescribe to me and Michael.
For a week or
Meaning take our feet. Who are you getting that from? Who are you getting the back
from? I
from?
see what you mean. Okay, I'm taking your feet from dancers' feet.
Okay.
Not ballet dancers too. But they have to put their feet in those. I don't know really what goes on with those toes when they're always on point, and I don't know if it's good. But I have a client right now. I won't say who she is, but I am coveting her fucking feet. She used to be a dancer, and she can grab her feet. Your feet are really connected. People want to grow their glutes. Okay, your feet are really connected with your glutes. So every time you move your little muscles in your feet, it actually goes right up the stream, right? It's like who knows that? Everyone's walking around in these huge shoes all the time. I allow shoes for a long time because I want people not to be scared. Sometimes being barefoot right away feels really gross, But, and then, okay, so then, general strength would be power lifters. Power lifters are known for being able to double, triple, quadruple their body weight. You can take a 100-pound girl and she can deadlift 300 pounds or whatever. The weight to work ratio is huge, right? So general basic strength would be like a power lifter. Aesthetics is going to be bodybuilders. Bodybuilders, those bodybuilding coach, like when I'm looking at y'all, just know that I don't have a bodybuilding coach eye. A bodybuilder, those are the people that go on stage and like have their underwear on and stuff. But those coaches, not only do you have to be straight, your right side has to match your left side, and you have to be symmetrical now in your muscles, which is not always easy because we are asymmetrical bodies usually. So they're looking. So I take from the aesthetics world, like what looks good when you walk down the street and you have on an outfit you want to wear. Where aesthetically do I see that beauty? And there's a lot of work that I take from bodybuilding. From that. And then let's see, the next thing is CrossFit. CrossFit got a bad name. CrossFit, don't start with me, CrossFit people. Do not. I loved CrossFit at a time, but it taught grownups how to do hard shit when they didn't want to do it. And that was a big deal because there's a lot of grownups that don't want to do hard shit and they need to do hard shit. You know what I mean? So it made you run when you didn't want to run. It made you get back on the dumbbells when you didn't want to get back on the dumbbells. And that taught a sense of like, not only were you getting your cardiovascular fitness up and endurance, but it taught you have to persevere.
Like mental toughness.
Yeah. We're practicing in the gym so this is all practice because you have to play in the real world. So like that's what that taught me was like, I don't want to run right now, but I'm going to run. And then that's like that real dopamine shit where it's like, I did something hard. I didn't want to do it and I did it. Instead of being on our phones, like that's the real stuff. So I feel like that's what I pull from CrossFit. Functional training. Functional training means like, okay, if I pick something off the floor, am I using my upper traps and my arms or am I using my legs and my glutes, right? That means it's functional. It translates to the real world. I take a lot of stuff from the functional world. Y'all are doing functional stuff all the time. You don't even know it. Something like when you do a squat and like, going full range of motion, you're doing functional movement.
Was doing functional shit in the bedroom last night.
Oh my God.
What about mobility, which you love?
Yes.
Is that one of the pieces of the pie?
Oh, sorry. Okay, yes. Can I mention somebody on here that I really like?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a guy named Kelly Starrett. I'm a big Kelly Starrett fangirl. And he wrote a book a long time ago when I was in CrossFit called The Supple Leopard. And just the name of that book, it made me something clicked in my mind and I thought, like, dude, leopards if you ever watch a leopard walk,
it's like,
they have big muscles, but they're fucking slinky.
Yeah.
And they're slinky and they're fast and they're strong. So they're all the things we want to be as humans. They're agile, strong, fast, gorgeous. Their skin is gorgeous. You know what I mean? So when he wrote even the title of that book and a lot of the stuff he does, comes and he's very good at like cueing too. So I've always loved his cueing, but I felt like mobility, I used to hate mobility. I used to go in and be like, why is everybody doing mobility? Just start fucking working out. Like, let's go, like hard charger. Like, like sometimes when you go to those cardio classes with the women and I'm like, they're all like ready to go. You know what I mean? And I would be like, why are all those mobility dorks over there? Like, stop, And they knew what they were doing, and I didn't know what I was doing. I was just throwing myself, not doing any mobility, setting bad patterns. Again, back to setting bad patterns. Going in fast, doing too much weight, not being intentional about my movement and doing it fast. Underload is like the worst thing you can do to set bad patterns. You know what I mean?
What is underload?
Meaning like you're using weights.
Got it.
Yeah. So now you're not only, so mobility is like huge. So anyway, that's, in that world, that's where I pull a lot of my stuff, is from even just the image of the supple leopard. But, so underload means every time you pick up a weight, you're strengthening something. Just know that, like you're putting load against something. So wherever you're holding it or whatever you're doing, you're strengthening that part of your body.
Which is what I feel like I put a lot of tension in my traps.
Yes.
And I just got trap talk.
Yes.
Which is
really, very controversial. Yes.
But I think that for
Why
me.
is trap talks controversial?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
I mean, it's everything.
I don't think it's controversial. So, okay.
What does it do? It relaxes your traps.
So what happens is this, which camera am I looking at?
You can look at
that one.
Go watch YouTube so you can see Sandy's body.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So y'all are all, and it really makes sense because everyone's like overusing their upper traps. They're on their phone. Even when you're lifting weights, you're using all of this, right? So what happens are your traps are this big muscle and it runs like all the way down to here. It's all connected. And what happens is this overgrows because you're now like bad patterning, and your lower trap where you're supposed to be able to squeeze down gets underdeveloped. So your lower trap gets weak, your upper trap gets overactive. And then I could take a year, honestly, with you trying to get that that one guy, remember he was like breaking into your trap, like
Mike,
your upper trap, Michael boy, like he was breaking into your trap, like almost getting your skin.
I have a hole in the wall. So Mike is my boyfriend at the hole in the wall.
Me and Mike are running.
Mike is like,
don't even start.
He's hot.
I'll fight you. And I got my rock shirt on. So Trap Talks, I've seen another client do it. What it does is it just gives me a window of opportunity to get this upper trap to calm the fuck down. You know what I mean?
So you can work on the posterior chain.
So that I can work on your lower trap. So once this can turn off, now I can set that down and get it strong.
Yep.
And it's all connected. And so just like little hacks like that they'll change. So girls come to me and they say, oh, I don't like my arms. I think I have fat arms. They don't have fat arms. They just have overactive traps, and they've been using the front of their shoulders forever instead of having strong lower traps and a strong back to hold up their posture.
So before the weight loss is a byproduct of getting everything fixed. So the weight loss is like a tentacle.
Yes.
The octopus head is like getting the structure and the movement.
But it makes sense because it's like, how would the weight come off if the muscles in that area are not activated and they're not used?
No, exactly.
Because it's like just like a dormant part of the body then. That's the way. So like when you talk about this, and I just think about it from my perspective, it's like the reason weight won't come off in problem areas is because it sounds like those problem areas are inactive.
Yeah. And they're probably not weight. It's probably like tendons and stuff and muscles that have overgrown in that area from being overly used. So what they think is fat is probably just an overuse syndrome.
So what you're saying is like, if you get the patterning right and obviously do the exercise and the workouts, then once it comes off and the patterning's corrected, the weight will not come back in most cases, because it's you'll have to maintain obviously in maintenance, but it's like, it's then the patterning is set in the correct way where the weight can be maintained.
I mean, yeah, and now that you're patterning, you're moving instead of overgrowing muscles you don't want to overgrow, and you're patterning correctly, not overgrowing your quads, starting to build your glutes. Then that will put you in maintenance, because in maintenance, once you are patterned right, keeping muscle is really easy once you're patterned right. It's like, that's the easiest part, because and there's controversy on that too. Like people will say the easiest part is getting there and the hardest part is maintaining it. And I say that wrong. The hardest part is getting there and getting there right. Maintaining is the easiest part. I've already done all the work. Now all I've got to do is just be that supple leopard. You know, I got to keep that muscle on, and I got to keep myself mobile. And now that's not that hard.
If there's someone who's listening that, like me, had just had a baby, maybe on their first kid, their second kid, their third, is there a difference in how you train us as mothers?
Well, for sure. Like, I think the main thing is, and I get this question a lot, when you're pregnant, it's all the same. So like in your 20s, let's try to learn proper form. We're going to try to use our posterior chain more than our anterior chain. And then when you're pregnant, it's going to be the same. Like when you were pregnant, it was the same exact exercises. Notice, like nothing's changed. You just sort of like change like the depth and stuff like that if you need to, like later in pregnancy. So even while your hips are starting, and it's most important when you're pregnant because you've got that relaxin hormone or whatever.
Yeah, that's in the stomach.
So you start twisting in your wrong patterning and like ripping shit up, you know? So this is a time to really set good patterning. And then after, it's just the same. It's just the same thing. It's never different.
What would be your Sandy prescription for eating? I know what it is, but I want you to tell the audience what you tell me.
I know. So, okay. So I know that like there's so many different things, and I'm not one to give a lot of nutrition advice because I'm not a nutritionist, but I can tell you through Sandy science of not just like, I don't have my PhD, but I have a lot of knowledge, and I've seen a lot of bodies come through from everything from the highest elite athletes to a mom who just has literally 5 kids. And it's always the same. And it is eat every 2-3 hours, 4 to 5 meals a day, depending on your protein goal. So I'm going to say 20 to 25 grams of protein every 3 hours. So that we maintain.
It was like 150 grams of protein.
Well, let's say I weigh 150. So yeah, so was at 25. So sometimes I can't always eat 5 meals, but if I can get 4, 3 hours apart. So think about it. How if we go back, because I like to go back and like thinking how we're supposed to move as humans, how we're supposed to be, because if we go back to our natural state, we'll stay at our natural state. You understand? Like your body's always trying to go back to its natural state. So your body's supposed to get hungry about every 3 hours. You're supposed to, I know with Ozempic, you lose your capacity to have an appetite. And I find that so scary because you should get a little bit hungry. You should eat just enough to go 3 hours. Eat just enough and stoke your metabolism all day long.
But it sounds like what you're saying with the 3 hours, you're not just like eat pasta every 3 hours. You're saying like you're prioritizing the protein first.
Always prioritizing protein, because protein is what's going to stick with you for 3 hours. You can eat pasta, it'll stick with you, run through you in 30 minutes.
And doesn't that do what Ozempic essentially does? Because it's satiety, it makes you satisfied.
Yeah.
And it's not dropping your insulin.
Yeah. So what protein does, and I think we talked about this on the last show, but it's worth repeating. What protein does is your body hates to process it. It does. It does because it's very complicated molecule. Your protein, when you eat it, is very complicated. So your body has to slow everything down. It has to slow down the sugar response. It has to. Now you put pasta on top of that meat. Well, it has to deal with the breaking down of all those amino acids in the protein. So it slows your sugar. Like as soon as you eat, if you eat just like too much without protein, your insulin spikes, your blood sugar spikes. You know what I mean? Because you got to lay down that protein layer to slow everything down. And you do that every 3 hours and your body starts to become like a machine.
What are other little things that you would recommend to someone who wants to lose weight?
Well, I think we have to stop doing so much cardio. Like it's great for endurance and it's great for like it's great. It's good for cardiorespiratory, but your bread and butter has got to be strength training. Whether you believe it or not, whether you think it's going to make you bulky or not, it is not. Learn how to do it. It's going to be your main component. Again, I think everyone should have 30 minutes of aerobic capacity in their system, meaning if you and I wanted to go run 3 miles, Lauren, we could put our tennis shoes on, go run the 3-mile loop around Town Lake, and that would take about 30 minutes. I want everyone to just have that general capacity. Much more, we don't need that much. We're not running the New York Marathon every day. You know what I mean? A general fitness person needs about a good 30 minutes. And then from that, they need to do, but that's strength training. That's their, so if we were talking about the perfect pie, it looks like this. Strength training, endurance, which is the 30-minute run, a mobility piece, yoga, Pilates, give me something where we're working on mobility. The other part of the piece of pie is an athletic day. Y'all know you have an athletic day with me, meaning that we jump, we run, we don't lose that. We jump, we do broad jumps, we skip. We don't lose that part of us as that we were when we were kids. You don't want to lose any trait. So if you could hop when you were young or skip, you don't want to lose that when you're an adult. And some people, I feel like, if I can give them anything, is like, make sure your strength training is the base of your pie. And then you've got these other pieces that I'm talking about. But a lot of people I feel like say, I can't do that anymore. So, I have this knee. I'm like, but you got to stop having that knee because in 10 years, that knee's going to be worse. You can't just say you have it and then just say that to your brain. Well, I have this, so I can't do this.
So what do you say to people that say, I have this?
I say, well, we can't have it much longer.
So
we're not doing that. If you need serious physical therapy work, you need to go.
So you got to nip it in the bud.
You got to nip that shit in the bud. You're just going to tell everybody. You're going to tell me like, oh, I just have this, so I can't do this. Well, I'm not going to put up with that.
Yeah. And you sent Michael straight to the physical therapist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
we weren't doing that. You sent me straight to the foot spot again, Mike on my back.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
What are the type of clients you take on typically? And like, what are you looking for? And what's a pass from you? Like,
well, okay. What's interesting for me as a trainer.
Because I know I'm going to say it for you. Yeah. You're selective about who you take on.
Well, that's just because of time now is like really, okay, this will be interesting, y'all, as a trainer. So when I first started training people, I wanted to be like the athletic trainer. I wanted to train the athletes, right? when you're not a good athlete, you're a strength and conditioning coach. Y'all know what I mean. So you become a strength and conditioning coach. But I thought that would be my career. That's who I thought it would be. But what happens if you really care, and what you notice is the people that need you the most are the hardest cases. So what I used to find very uninteresting in my training people would be like, I took a 65-year-old woman who, had bad patterning and had a bad back. And I would just start her on box squats. She didn't have to be anybody like a big deal. I find those cases the most interesting now. The more screwed up you are and the older, I find it very interesting because now I've got to work and I've got to solve. I can put an athlete anywhere, they can do anything. And if they're in their 20s, they're made of plastic and glitter and nothing hurts. You know what I mean?
Now I'm worried why you took me on. Now I'm like,
no, not that you're the 65-year-old woman to discover.
But you do have a lot of complaints.
Y'all are actually perfect candidates because you're in midlife, you're busy with kids. So right now you would set really wacky patterning. You would grab the kids and hurt your back and hold it like this all the time, and you wouldn't think about like how to hold your posture and stuff. So right now is like the perfect timing for you guys to make sure that when you're in your 50s like me, then you won't have to worry about injuries. That's what I want for y'all. I do not want you to be, I want y'all to be having so much fun in your 50s like I am. I move great, I feel great, and like that's how we all should be. But it starts in earlier decades. And not that you can't do it in your 50s, because you can. You have to just start.
No, I think about this all the time, and I've told Brent, who we train with as well here, and I've told you, like, for me, Brent, like the most important thing, so when we had Zaza, we were living in LA, I was not in shape. I'm not going to speak for Lauren.
Why?
And
Why speak for
I'm not going to do that.
What the fuck does that mean?
I'm just going to
What
say
do you mean you're not going to speak for me?
Like, well, like
what do you mean?
You weren't, let's just say you weren't training as much as you are now.
Oh, y'all do this on the show too?
And and what I what do you mean? My motivation at the time.
Yes. I don't get it.
Pipe down over there. My motivation at the time was I needed to be in shape as a father to be able to deal with all the things. Because and so since then I've focused a lot on getting in shape. And I would say I'm not the most in shape, but I'm in pretty good shape.
You're in great shape, yeah.
So, but I think about this all the time. I'm like, I can't imagine how much harder parenting would be.
Yes.
For me specifically.
Yes.
Maybe for others, but for me.
Yeah.
If I was out of shape or if I was catching my breath, or if I wasn't strong, especially with 3 small kids, because it's a lot of physical work.
Yeah.
It's getting up, it's going up and down stairs.
Can I tell you something wild that that you might not believe? But there are people in this world, y'all, and they worry me the most, that are so disassociated from their body. They don't even know when they're in pain. So they're picking up those kids, and those are the ones in their 60s, 70s, and 80s that cannot walk anymore because they really ignored they never got in shape and they never had pain because they never even really locked in with their bodies. You know what I mean? And those are the ones that scare me the most.
Yeah, I mean, but like what I'm saying, like the aesthetic outcome of getting in shape is great.
Yes.
But the motivation is like what you're talking about, not going into that. And also like,
well,
I'm exhausted.
Michael, we need you to be an asset, not a liability.
Yes, that's true.
With this family, we're going to there's a lot of young children.
No, but I mean, and also this one is like, she gets upstairs and gets comfortable in her bed. And as soon as that happens, it's like, I need you up. I go up and down the stairs probably 30 times a night. How many times?
I love to be like,
I know.
And have you ever seen the stepmother in Cinderella?
Yes.
And the windows and the washing and the kids.
I want to talk
but
about.
But you like that apparently because y'all do it.
Yeah, we're in it. I want to talk about what you just did with Obey because obviously not everybody gets access to you.
Yeah.
And they're not with you. And I'm wondering, like, I want you to talk about it because I thought it was interesting. Obviously, like we made the announcement that Dear Media acquired Obey and we're doing more and more on that platform.
Yes.
And you are one of the first people that we partnered with.
Yes.
And I want you to talk about kind of what you did there because it gives people access to
it. Especially since you have such a select group of clients for everyone to be able to have access to you and have your exact workouts that we do is insane.
Okay. Obey is so exciting because it's literally meeting. I feel like the Obey app is very accessible for women. Especially
and men, but
I mean for
women.
men, no, 100%.
Yep.
But I'm like a weird trainer because I can meet women in like really dingy, dirty powerlifting rooms. I've been there, or I can meet them in a beautiful app by Obey, done with all these beautiful colors and in a light box, and it's the same, both things, right? So what I can do all my teachings are always the same. Whether I'm in your living room and we just have a couple dumbbells, or if I'm in a dirty gym with no AC and we've got barbells, my thought processes are the same. And that is, what's the most efficient way we're going to get fit? And not like in like a silly way, but like for real. So we're going to gain access. So in Obey app, I do correctives, meaning that we're not just going to strengthen the muscle. We're going to do something to start to be able to access the muscle. And that's where a lot of trainers like come behind. They're only going straight for the problem. They're not addressing 3 steps behind. It's hard to do, but in the Obey app, I've done it for each body part. You know, I've showed you how to access your glutes, how to start accessing your back. So, but you can do it like literally in your living room.
So
and I'm leading it, which I never, like I'm a coach, just so everybody knows, like I coach y'all, but I rarely lead workouts. So I'm like talking the whole time and working out, which y'all never see because I'm always like standing over y'all with my coffee and my cigarette.
That when we had you on the podcast last time, everyone wanted access to your workouts.
Yes.
And yes, we could get access to all of your secrets and tips and tricks, but we also wanted to actually see you working out in action.
Yes,
so to have that information now,
yes.
So you did
incredible.
3 levels. So somebody who's beginning and has never done weightlifting, they can jump in.
Yes,
intermediate, and then advanced.
Yeah, and what's great about it is it'll all come back to the same patterning. Again, it's just repatterning, right?
Can anyone pick up and do this program? Doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can do it definitely, literally, with no dumbbells. I mean, to repattern your body and get it strong, you're going to just have to start. You're going to have to start and just do the movements like I'm telling you on the Obey app. Do the correctives. They're not like so just so everybody knows, my correctives are not like, oh, I should maybe do them because they're a stretch. No, they're part of the workout. They're not even, that's not even like,
it's a non-negotiable.
It's a non-negotiable if you really want to make a difference. So
it's a 6-week progressive strength
progressive.
plan. Okay.
Yeah. And it's upper and lower.
And you will get stronger doing it. It's not
100%. And the thing is now that you've got access through the correctives, you'll get stronger and you can decide your weight. You know, I don't ask you to choose weights in there because we're doing strength training. We're not in cardio land. And I do express when I'm just filming Obey, when I say straight to the camera, I'm not usually this out of breath when I'm strength training. So you take a break if you need to, because we're not doing cardio. We're trying to get stronger.
Let me ask you this. If I was doing this program as me, what would you give me for a weight?
I would love for you to do this program. Well, depending on what are we doing? Are we doing like curtsy lunges? Are we doing squats?
What is like, where does the program take you through? Does it like start upper, lower? Like
So it starts with upper and lower, and then you progress. It's 6 weeks. And then, so I taped a total of 3 upper, 3 lower. And then I did a conditioning unit.
And is this the exact workouts you do with me and Michael?
I mean, yes, because why? My system never changes. So yes, they're doing back squats. They're doing, I'm having them back rack if they can on their dumbbells. I'm having them try to load. I'm doing all the things that we do because everything I do is the same with everybody.
But it's designed to be done from home or when you're traveling, from your living room. So you can get a workout in. If Lauren and I are traveling next time and you're not there, we could do this.
Yes. And it'll feel very familiar. But yeah, and again, I love barbell. Everyone knows I love barbell because it puts weight over your spine and it does a lot of magical, beautiful things all at once. But not everybody has that.
What do you think people can expect? Like, say there's a woman, she's 30 years old, maybe she's had 1 kid. What can she expect from doing your program? What do you think she'll notice?
She can expect to get smarter. That's what she can expect. So she's not just doing another workout. It's not just another rah. I am telling you through Sandy science of doing this for so long, why we're doing this, how to do it, how this changes. I trying to give people wisdom of what this changes.
It's changing the patterning.
Because I feel like if I give you the keys to your car, which I'm trying to give y'all, I'm trying to give you your own keys to your car. So, and you one day, and it might take, look, everyone has different neural adaptions, right? You've worked out longer with weights than Lauren. So your neural adaptions and your mind muscle connections, training age is a little higher than Lauren's, right? Stuff like that. But everyone's but one day you could be doing that workout And you could be doing and something clicks. And you're like, oh, wait, I just felt my back muscles. And that click can move to the next thing and the next thing. You know what I mean? Where now everybody, I'm giving you keys. I'm just starting giving you keys. And so I do that in the Obey app. I start to talk you through why we're doing it. And when you talk someone through it, if they're not disassociating,
I can dissociate.
And they're focusing, they'll feel it.
I get a little dissociated.
And once I know. But once you feel it, it's like, that's the shit right there. When people lock in.
Well, listen, I mean, part of the reason, we always love talking to you, but we want to give people access to you. We've been training with you. Lauren's really been focused. And for people that missed the announcement, Your Media acquired Obey earlier this year. And so the entire Obey Fitness platform is under this umbrella. And we have, if you just go to obeyfitness.com, it's 30 days free trial, nothing to lose there. Just check it out. And then you can use our code SKINNY. So anyone can check out anything on Obey, but definitely check out Sandy's.
Yeah.
Let's talk about one of our favorite longtime partners, Just Thrive. Here's the thing. Let's be real. Our modern world is toxic, from ultra-processed foods to environmental chemicals. Our bodies are under attack every single day. And one of the biggest casualties, our digestion. Millions of people suffer with indigestion, bloating, and stomach upset. But here's the good news. We don't have to accept this. Our ancestors had the answers all along, and that is bitter foods. Bitter herbs and plants have been used for centuries to stimulate digestion, support detoxification, and keep the gut thriving. That's why Just Thrive digestive bitters are a game changer. We did an episode earlier this year all about digestive bitters. All you have to do is search Just Thrive and Skinny Confidential, and it's our most recent episode that we did. With a powerful blend of ancient, time-tested bitter herbs, just one dose before meals, wake up your digestive system, helping you absorb nutrients better, break down food properly, and say goodbye to bloating and sluggish digestion. It's time to ditch modern toxins and get back to what our bodies were designed for. Reclaim your gut health with Just Thrive Digestive Bitters, available now at justthrivehealth.com. All you have to do is use code TSC to save 20% off your first order. That's justthrivehealth.com, promo code TSC. And again, don't miss our episode we did in March with the Just Thrive team to learn more about this amazing product. Here's the deal. We live in an environment our biology was never designed for. EMFs, artificial light, seed oils, microplastics, endocrine disruptors, modern stressors, all the things that we talk about every single week on this podcast. And so we need to do everything we can to combat these modern assaults, because these assaults can disrupt the signals our body relies on, negatively impacting our gut health, our immune system, and overall health. Armor Colostrum works at the cellular level to bolster your health from within. Colostrum is also nature's first whole food with over 400 bioactive nutrients that fortify gut health, strengthen your immune system, fuel performance, and more, paving the way for your best health and vitality. Some of the benefits we've noticed from incorporating Armor Colostrum into our lives are strengthened immune systems, fortified gut health, healthy metabolisms, hair growth and health, skin health and radiance, and of course, fueled performance and recovery. Armor comes in these to-go packets that you can take when you're traveling, or it comes in a big jug that you can use at home. What we like to do is just take a scoop and put it into our favorite beverage, or dump it directly into our mouths. It tastes like a milk dud or something. It's really good. And of course, we've worked out a special offer for our audience. Receive 30% off your first subscription order. Go to armra.com/skinny or enter skinny to get 30% off your first subscription order. That's armra.com/skinny. Let's talk about Haya and Haya Greens. Typical children's vitamins are basically candy in disguise, filled with 2 teaspoons of sugar, unhealthy chemicals, and other gummy additives growing kids should never eat. This is why Lauren and I have fallen in love with Haya, because we spend so much time thinking about what we are taking as adults, what supplements, what nutrients, what foods, and we need to spend a lot more time thinking about what we're giving to the people we love most, our children. This is why Haya has quickly become a staple in our household. Our children wake up, they look forward to it, they take them when we take our supplements, and it's become a whole family affair. Haya is also designed for kids 2 and up and sent straight to your door so parents have one less thing to worry about. And now, if you're tired of battling with your kids to eat their greens, Haya now has a Kids Daily Greens Plus Superfoods, a chocolate-flavored greens powder designed specifically for kids, packed with 55-plus whole food ingredients to support brain power, development, and digestion. Just 1 scoop, shake, and sip with milk or any non-dairy beverage for a delicious and nutritious boost your kids will actually enjoy. And the same multivitamin that more than 1 million kids and parents love are now available with Disney's The Lion King, with a new Lion King unboxing experience, including Lion King bottle and Lion King stickers. And we've worked out a special deal with Haya for their best-selling children's vitamin. Receive 50% off your first order. To claim this deal, you must go to hiyahealth.com/skinny. This deal is not available on their regular website. Go to hiyahealth.com/skinny and get your kids the full body nourishment they need to grow into healthy adults. All right, everybody, I'm so excited to once again share with you guys an incredible scientific breakthrough to support our long-term health and wellness. C15 is the first essential fatty acid to be discovered in 90 years. And get this, studies have confirmed that it's 3 times better, broader, and safer than omega-3s. We've had Dr. Stephanie Van Watson, the founder of Fatty 15, on this podcast twice now to tell us the origin story about C15. And it is an incredible story. I highly recommend you guys go and check it out. Long story short, she found this by working with Navy dolphins and discovering that they had C15 in their systems and were able to thrive because of it. It's pretty simple. Essential nutrients keep our cells healthy, which keeps us healthy. So if you want to get sciencey about it, studies show that C15 works by strengthening our cells, improving our mitochondrial function, and protecting us against damaging free radicals. The result, better long-term metabolic, liver, and heart health, which is going to help us age more gracefully. It also turns out that many of us are deficient in C15, which results in weaker cells that make less energy and quit working earlier than they should. The result of this is that we are going to age faster, sleep more poorly, and feel sluggish. If this sounds familiar, you might be deficient in C15. Fatty 15 is a science-backed, award-winning, vegan-friendly, and pure C15 supplement. By replenishing our cells with essential C15 nutrients, Fatty 15 effectively repairs our cells and restores our long-term health. So check them out. Ever since we've discovered Fatty 15, we have not looked back. I take it every single day, every single morning. And Fatty 15 is on a mission to replenish your C15 levels and restore your long-term health. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/skinny and using code SKINNY at checkout.
You said, and I want to know what you mean by this. You said we can all starve ourselves and have abs, but can you feed yourself and have an ass?
Yeah. Okay.
That's a quote from you?
Yes. I know. Put it.
Sounds like a.
Somebody get me a t-shirt
Somebody put
company.
that on
I
like
have so many good.
Yeah, you got to put that on like a knit. What are those things called?
Put
Like
it on your
a pillow.
A needle point.
Yeah, needle point.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. So this is what's going on. I don't know how we're living in a world right now where strength training is like really popular and women are like, yeah, I want to have a strong body. And then we also have Ozempic, right? So we're living in a really like strange dual world right now. But what people admire and they covet is abs. Okay. If you're a strength and conditioning coach, you understand that abs are so easy. Abs are just diet. That's the easiest thing. Controlling food is the easiest thing. Having an ass is a lot of work. So when everyone's got their waist trainers on or they're showing me their abs in the pictures, I'm like, cool, I could starve for 3 days and have those abs too, right? But, and I'm not putting down abs, don't get me wrong. I'm not anti-ab.
You're just saying ass is harder to build.
But I'm saying, if I've got a higher prize, the abs, I mean, I hate to break it to everybody, it's just starving yourself, literally, to see that layer. And then it's the backside that really matters. So remember, we always talk about the back is for go and the front is for show. So if you're starving yourself to have those abs, you're probably, and that's all I see in your pictures, if that's all I see in your Instagram pictures, then I know there's no ass going on. And if no ass is going on, I know your hormones are fucked up. I know your back is fucked up. There's a lot of stuff I know, and I'm not judging on aesthetics.
Why is the hormone fucked up? Because you're just not.
Well, because you're not storing. You remember your hips are like a place that like you're going to want your hormones. You're going to want to have, they're the biggest muscle group on your body. The more muscle you have, the more your hormones are regulated from just having that muscle. Now there's all this intricate science of how that works, but your glutes are the biggest muscle on your body, and you want them to, they alone will start to get your hormones right. But if you have no glutes, it shows me like your hormones are fucked up. Like, honestly.
So we need to be showing our buttholes on our Instagram.
So show me your butt. Don't filter it. No body filters here. We're not doing that. We don't need to do that. But just start showing me like less abs, more ass, because if you want to know someone who's in the business, that's much more respected. You know how like, I don't know what's going on in Hollywood. I don't know like how to act or whatever. You know what I mean? But like, there's people having backroom conversations that y'all know, the general public doesn't know about. And it's
Lauren and I have those. We just don't tell the general public.
And but it's not putting people down. It's just saying like, oh yeah, they got their abs, like, but like they have no butt. And I don't want people to be in those conversations. I don't want your name, anyone's name I know to come up in those conversations.
Do I leave the gym and everyone's like, there goes flat ass?
You're looking
ass.
great, Michael. And if we're going to talk about Michael and like also men and obey.
Oh, Michael's favorite subject. Go off and talk about
it. I don't even need my note cards for this part.
Really takes a hit.
Go ahead.
We can talk about Michael. Let's go.
But so what's crazy, okay, so if your perfect formula is strength training is the bulk of your workouts a week with an athletic day, meaning we're keeping in all our practices of jumping, running, being athletic. And then we've got a mobility day, right? So we've been doing P-Volve. And
P-Volve for
P-Volve
mobility.
has been great. Yeah, and stability.
Obey for strength training.
Yeah.
Athletic day, my kids come so they can see us working out.
And I make you play basketball one-on-one on each other just to like dribble. I know the kids love it. I know, they are so athletic. But but Michael has a different goal. So you are a male who wants to like look like you're strong, you're athletic,
get some blood
flowing.
Yeah, you want to have less blood flowing. Actually, we slow down on these kids.
I can't. Y'all are so scary. No, I'm just kidding. Like in the best way, y'all. If you get pregnant again, oh my god!
I think you got me pregnant last night.
What?
It's all that ass work. It's all that ass work, Sandy.
Oh, I know. That's listen. Okay, y'all. On my app thing, there's like 15 women that have gotten pregnant. On it, like we have people that we get, and I'm like, I'm not saying anything, but what I'm saying is like, I'm just doing the Lord's work.
You probably get thank you notes from the husbands and the boyfriends.
Well, think about the mobility alone.
Yeah, it's true.
I've got a woman doing a full depth squat now over your. You're welcome.
The thrust is
you're welcome.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And I grow your husband's glutes and get him open hips and strong hips.
No,
I was creeping away last night. She's like, "Let me look at your legs." I was like, "Oh,
his legs look big."
I know. Well, so anyway, so for
it's jarring. I've never seen it like that.
I digress. Yeah.
All right, let's not get into our stuff. Let's keep it on track.
But let's just be honest.
Let's go back to Michael. He wants to go back to himself.
But our boobs look good because of our posture.
My goal is that. To be athletic, to have an athletic build, to have the right, but for me, like a lot of the stuff we're doing is obviously I want the right movement patterning.
Yes, right. So for you and males have slightly different movement pattern, meaning like we do want you to have upper traps and we do have a bigger quad sweep for you. It's, just for the aesthetic look and how your clothes are designed alone. Remember, and I want y'all to have glutes because the seam on those athletic shorts have to be popping. I do not want to see men walking around with that seam all caved in on the side. That seam needs to be popped out.
The seam needs to be popping.
The seam needs to be seaming on the outside of men's shorts, or don't start with me.
By the way, the best clothes that we all agree on are ASRV.
Yes.
And that seam on those men's pants, if you want your seam popping, go get some ASRV
we need to take a picture of it.
And pop the seam with the ass.
Yeah.
That's hot.
No, it disclosed that we're partners in that business, but also, it is the best athletic wear.
Yeah,
I'm not just saying
I really
liked
it. No, I know.
Like we originally invested because I just like you could tell Jay over there who runs that business. Like it's somebody who lifts and understands the gym and has a good eye for design, but also aesthetically, and it's all great. But functionally, he knows what he's doing to design athletic clothing.
The slits are like in the right place. It's vented correctly.
Okay, so you want
they just launched
you want it popping.
So men. So what your goal is like you've got to keep mass on you. You lose mass very easily. Mm-hmm. You gain muscle easily and you lose it easily. So you're one of those people that's like, you can either be really, really thin.
Hybrid people.
Yeah. You can call it that. Exactly. But for you, eating is really important. We talk about that a lot. Just keeping that protein and more calories is going to be important for you to maintain muscle mass. Mm-hmm. Now, what we do on top of that, like that's where you and I always negotiate. How much do you like to weigh as a male, but you still feel mobile and athletic? And that's where and with men, I understand because you don't want to be one of those big bound up men. Again, bad patterning with the bound up men, you know what I mean? Like, and they're walking around like this. Like, you don't want to be that.
It's like a meatball.
Yeah, they're like a big meatball. Yeah. So I feel like so I want men to be able to still move. It's really important, especially like going back to your point of like being an asset, not a liability to your family as a man. You don't want to like get up and like your knee goes out. You have to be able to move. You have to be able to jump. You have to be able to run.
No, I mean, I was watching like Peter Attia, who's been on this show. He was just doing this thing on 60 Minutes, which was awesome. But
I haven't watched it yet.
But he was talking about like how the cliff for a lot of people, men and women, is like 75. And if you don't do the things like we're talking about, the patterning, the strength building, like it's a cliff that you just fall off of. And like my dad's getting older. Unfortunately, he works out and he trains and he's still like doing all the things with kettlebells and all that.
Yeah.
But I see a lot of his friends that are getting older, and it's right. Like Peter's right. It's like a cliff. Like
it's like a cliff.
They can't walk.
And then it's so sad because that's when they have grandkids and they need to be able to move.
Yeah. And so, like one of my big fears, and I think this just comes with age, and what I was saying to the younger people earlier is, what I've been decent at in my life is looking at that and being like, oh, that will be me in 30, 40 years if I don't do the things. And I think sometimes when you're young, you're just like, oh, I'm going to be young forever.
Yeah, so that's what you think. Yeah, mm-hmm. I know. But like, again, back to the point, like, I feel like when you're in your 20s, you feel like I can fuck up for so long because I've got this whole decade to fuck up. But you really shouldn't. Like, you should take it. You should do your mobility. You should like start doing it now. Seems like an old person thing, but it's a young person thing.
No, it's the same thing I think about. Like sometimes I'll do episodes on personal finance. And one thing I learned learning about money is that it is really easy to become a millionaire if you start investing little amounts in your 20s. It is really difficult. Yeah. No, but it's really difficult to become a millionaire if you start investing and saving in your 40s and 50s.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Like
it's the same with your
like
body.
Meaning like the effort that's required in your 20s because you have the time is almost like no effort.
Yeah.
The effort to do that in your 40s and 50s is a shitload of effort. Same thing with working out.
There's an old saying, and it'll go for that and training, and that is, if you get on the wrong train for too long, it's real expensive to get it back on track. And that's how I feel, like same way about training. It's real expensive to get it. Now you're dealing with me and I'm not cheap. We're dealing, and if people will start understanding that the faster they get on the understanding that mobility matters, getting under a barbell matters, getting under dumbbells matter, just start not just thinking about like a random workout all the time. You need to start thinking about, how am I moving? Where am I growing my body? And is that how I want to look in 30 years?
Why are so many women's workouts laying down?
Oh, laying down. I don't know. Women love to lay down and do the Pilates, and they love to lay down and do the hip thrusters. And what I hate, and women are always laying down everywhere. All the classes, everyone's laying down. And if they're not laying down, they're getting up and like jumping, woo, like hopping, which is, I mean, you need to jump a little bit, but like these are their two levels. They're hopping or they're laying down. And what happens is, why women lose their bone density, I mean, besides hormone stuff and all that, is because they never have weight bearing on them. They're just doing body weight like constantly, you know what I mean? Or like really tiny weights. So that's why I like y'all to have weight over your spine to like start to strengthen your spine. So I feel like the one disservice for women is that they are so worried about their bone density and like they need to be strong, but they never actually, everything they're doing is like laying down and doesn't use gravity as even an assister.
Are you a fan of heavy weights, or do you like medium? What's your vibe on weights?
I'm a fan of heavy weights if you have good technique.
Okay.
And I don't mean just good technique like it looks good on the Instagram cameras. Like, I want you to feel that muscle. So you're like, you just turn the mirror like back inside of you, and you're like, and I tell you, like, Lauren and Michael, I want you to do these reverse lunges, and I want you to use your glute max as your primary mover. I'm saying so many words to y'all, right? Glute max is your primary mover. Now you have to turn your eyeballs inside and say, where's my glute max? And now you have to see that muscle.
I know where it is.
And you have to use it. Yes.
You taught me.
Yeah. So that's when I want you to go heavy, is when you're like cool on everything. And you're like, okay, let's just grind this. Let's stress this muscle that she wants me to stress, not everything else.
What do you want your legacy to be with training?
I want my legacy to be that I have learned so much. Most women don't stay in the game as long as I've been in this game.
Right.
They really
don't. It's a man's world.
It's a man. You have no idea the hell I've seen. It's another show. But I'm just kidding. No, but honestly, because it's really, I love being a personal trainer.
How long have you been doing this?
I've been doing it for over 20 years. But let's just say it this way. Since I'm 15, I've been coaching. I've been teaching my parents how to move. I've been really interested in, I'm so in love with the human body. I think it's so fucking cool. I think people that understand the body, to me, are like, it's next worldly. You know what I mean? Because the body's your vehicle that carries you through this world forever. You only get one body. And I think it's so interesting. So since I'm 15, I'm looking at people, I'm wondering like how, we can change. So, but more than 20 years, probably 25. Oh, how old am I? Yeah, like probably at least 25 years. But my legacy would be that I fucked up a lot and I did a bunch of stupid shit. But I learned from it, and instead of just taking my toys and running away and keeping it for myself, I want to share with everybody what I don't want to gatekeep this, because I understand how it works now, but it took me a long time to understand that.
Big news for our friends over at Branch Basics. Branch Basics, one of our all-time favorite cleaning brands, is now available at over 600 Target stores nationwide and Target.com. We switched all of our chemical cleaning supplies out of our house. Those hormone disruptors that were lingering around, those fragrances, they're all gone, all replaced by Branch Basics, because Branch Basics is elevating the cleaning experience and they're doing it in a clean way. All of their multi-purpose cleaning essentials are made with plant and mineral-based ingredients, no harsh preservatives, no endocrine disruptors, and definitely no fragrance. So you can clean without worrying about what you're bringing into your home. Why would you not want to clean with a healthier, better alternative just as effectively as cleaning supplies with harmful chemical ingredients? From countertops to bathrooms, even tough stains, Branch Basics all-purpose cleaner, bathroom cleaner, and their new stain removal tackle it all. Plus, they're gentle on sensitive skin and safe for babies and pets. So if you're tired of toxic chemicals lingering in your home, it's time to make the switch. We did, and again, we have not looked back. You can grab Branch Basics products now at Target. You can find their concentrate, all-purpose cleaner, bathroom cleaner, and stain remover right on the shelves. Trust me, your home and your health and your family will thank you. So check them out. Shop Branch Basics in 600 plus Targets nationwide or Target.com. You can also use our code SKINNY15 to get 15% off at branchbasics.com/skinny15. Again, skinny15 for 15% off at branchbasics.com/skinny15.
As you know, I take my prenatals very seriously. I'm not messing around, and I have taken the same prenatals with all 3 of my kids. The one that I picked has bioavailable key nutrients designed for optimal absorption, which is really important. And that is Ritual. I like the Essential Prenatal, which is shown to help deliver key nutrients, including folate, biotin, and vitamin D. Another fun fact for you that I recently found out, moms taking Ritual had a lower overall cortisol level during pregnancy than those taking a leading prenatal. This is amazing for when your husband's annoying. One thing I was not worried about, thanks to Ritual, was getting the key nutrients that I needed to support my pregnancy. Personally, I also really like how they have omega-3. They have a methylated folate, which is really important, and it's clinically proven to be well absorbed. We should also note that it's easy to swallow. And when you're pregnant, sometimes everything grosses you out. This one's gentle on the stomach. I never had an experience where I didn't want to swallow it. It was very easy to swallow. Don't settle for less than evidence-based support. Our listeners get early access to their Black Friday sale for 40% off your first month at ritual.com/skinny. That's ritual.com/skinny for 40% off your first month. Don't miss out on their best sale of the season. This episode is brought to you by Neiman Marcus. Neiman Marcus, your home for the most exceptional gifts. I have been a Neiman Marcus shopper since I was a little girl. I remember going to the mall with my mom and begging her to go to Neiman Marcus. And that's because there's truly something special for everyone. You can find anything from Bottega Veneta's New It bag to a beautiful perfume. They have the nicest perfumes and the best selection, to even really chic kids' clothes and toys. I actually found my iconic, really thick, huge coffee table Barbie book there. I found it years ago. I could never find the same book. I only found it at Neiman Marcus. Their book selection is superior. They have the most beautiful coffee table books. So if you're looking for elegant timepieces, stunning jewelry, the ultimate stocking stuffer, Neiman Marcus has you covered. You guys all know this. They really are, in my opinion, the best of the best. And here's the best part. If you need a little help, Neiman Marcus style advisors make finding the perfect gift at every price point completely effortless. What I love too about Neiman Marcus is even the impossible to shop for friends and family,
you have them covered there. They literally have the best holiday gift guides. And of course, their legendary fantasy gifts, one-of-a-kind items that surpass every expectation. This is the place to shop for the holidays. You can't go wrong. If you're looking for gifts that are guaranteed to surprise and delight, head to Neiman Marcus.
This episode is brought to you by The Skinny Confidential. One product that's a ride or die in my routine for the last 10 years is caffeinated sunscreen. I like my sunscreen to be caffeinated because it tightens the skin and preps it before you put on makeup, but it also tightens my pores. So I found this one brand, it was like this random brand years ago, and I became obsessed with it. And I think that they went out of business. So I decided to create my own with fresh ingredients and make it exactly how I wanted it. Caffeine was obviously the first ingredient, and then I wanted an SPF that was 40. So we designed this beautiful SPF. It's packed with caffeine. It lifts, it tightens, it reduces puffiness while you're getting protection. So how I use this is I do my whole skincare routine. I put on my brow peptide, and then I take a damp beauty blender and I put on the caffeinated sunscreen. And the caffeine gives you this really pretty tinted look to your skin. I just noticed that my skin looks awake. It looks glassy. It looks pretty with this sunscreen, and it makes sense because it's mixed with the caffeine. I'm so proud of this formula because I literally had my hand in every single step of the way. And it's one that I think you'll love too. It's a clean formula. It's fragrance free. It's not greasy. It's lightweight. It doesn't have a white cast, and it gives you just a pretty tint. You can't go wrong. Upgrade your daily routine with the Skinny Confidential caffeinated sunscreen. Go to shopskinnyconfidential.com and get it delivered right to your door. What's my body going to look like?
Oh, brother.
Let's round it out. After I lose 30 pounds.
Oh my God. Body yaddy yaddy. Y'all, what you don't know is that Lauren has like fucking slim thick, like your hip bones are like narrow, your ass is popping. Oh my God, I'm excited.
The ass is big.
Can I say that? Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, no, oh my God.
The ass is big right now.
It is, I love it because I've got so much to work with.
It reminds me in the olden days when those women used to wear those bustles for the butt.
Yeah,
you have
a bustle right now.
I have a big
And that
ass.
was one of the reasons is because all we did was open your hips. And once your hips opened, because you do have narrow, little narrow hip bones, your butt went shot straight up.
You know those toys that the kids pop the thing out?
Yeah,
you can get them at the gas station?
Yeah.
That's what you did to my ass.
Yeah, that's like what I did. But imagine
out.
that if you hadn't done if you were like, I just got to start working out, and you went straight and you skipped the correctives or the mobility, you would have never gotten that result.
No, it's been great.
Yeah.
If you guys are in Austin and you want to contact Sandy, she's on Instagram.
Yes,
What's
I'm
your
on
Instagram?
at Sandy Brockman Fitness.
And then if you also want to work out with our other trainer, Brent, Bodies by Brent, you can work out with both of them in Austin if they have availability.
Yeah.
But if they don't, and you really don't.
Yes.
So
I really don't right now.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
I've seen you have to turn away people away.
Yeah.
I think that's why we are so excited that you've joined the Obey platform because people can literally go travel with you. I'm going to use the app whenever I'm in LA.
They're going to hear me talking for 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Well, there's a ton of great stuff on there. But again, guys, Dear Media made this acquisition earlier this year with Obey. It's an incredible platform, and you have a 30-day free trial for everyone. So again, no risk. And just use code SKINNY, and you can check out Sandy's program. What's it called? It's the Strength Collective.
Collective, yes.
A 6-week progressive strength plan. Also check out those ASRV clothing, because it's cool, and they just
I really like those.
Well, they just launched women's clothing. They never did it before. It was only men, so I was just
So if someone wants to go sign up, they can go to obeyfitness.com for the 30-day free trial. And what are they going to find on there? It's called the Strength Collective.
The Strength Collective.
Tell us exactly what they're going to get.
Okay, so you're going to get a 6-week program that has basically, it'll progress you to the first 2 weeks, and then the second 2 weeks, and then the third 2 weeks. So the first is going to be, you're going to do the same workouts for 2 weeks because I am not into random shit. You got to do the same. You know how y'all have to do the same stuff. So the first 2 weeks, y'all are going to do the same workouts, upper, lower. Then you're going to move to intermediate. And then weeks 3 and 4, you'll do intermediate. You'll do 1 week and it's the same workout the next week. And then the last 2 weeks, you'll move to the advanced, and then you'll do 2 weeks straight of that. So 6 weeks is what I asked for from OB because that gives me just enough time to make a difference in someone's body. 4 weeks, like I feel like it's too fast. So they gave me this luxury of 6 weeks, and they're going to find some correctives that no one's seen before of mine, which is really cool that no one's seen. And they're going to see me talking you through the movements, just like I'm with y'all, exactly how I talk to y'all. And they'll see how I train you.
Yeah, and guys, we've talked about Obey Fitness on this podcast before, but if you're new to it, it's basically, it's an app that you can do right from your own home or hotel, and you can basically do an assortment of different workouts, work out with Sandy, and
yeah.
But if you don't want to spend any money, like let's say you're listening and you're like, fuck, I don't want to spend any money. You get 30-day free trial.
That's cool.
So my thing is every single person go sign up at obeyfitness.com and use code skinny because you literally get access to Sandy for 30 days for free, which is amazing.
You'll learn so much. Like, I promise. Like, I even got sick of myself talking. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I hear you talking every day.
In the best way. I was throwing out, like, you're going to learn so much. And again, you're going to, I'm going to be preaching the basics to you. The basics are what matter. We don't even go into anything fancy until we master the basics. And then once we master this 6 weeks, then let's see, then we're also doing waist to hip ratio on there. Meaning you're going to measure at the beginning of your 6 week, your waist hip ratio, and then we're going to do a remeasure at the end, which is
I love
exciting.
that. And also this is a good one to send to your friends, your family, like your mom.
I think it's really accessible. Like really, you can really do it in your living room. You just get like a bench and a couple dumbbells. Like everybody has that.
I think it's good too for people like, I mentioned my dad earlier, and a few years ago, I got him back into strength training.
Yeah.
Mom, I know you're listening to this, and I want my mom to start. I think there's a lot of women in particular that have never been introduced to strength training. I'm not trying to be sexist, but it's true. Like it has been a man's game. And I think it's exciting for me to watch because, I mean, you've been doing this for forever, but Lauren, over the last 4 or 5 years now, like this was the first introduction to start strength training. Like her whole life, she never did it. And I think that's a story for a lot of women. You just don't get introduced. Like I know my sisters for sure didn't get introduced to it till later.
Well, and I was saying, it's a weird world because we're living where these 20-year-olds are going to the gym and they're doing strength training. And then we have a world where girls are not eating and they're getting very, very thin. So it's like, I pray that the strength training will overcome that thinness.
You know what it is though too? I think sometimes, because you're a woman who strength trains and understands a woman's body, you introducing this to women is different sometimes than a man. Like not that there's wrong, men can do it. But I just think that I know, as Lauren's postpartum, like she's more comfortable doing this with you.
Yeah. No, I think that's a thing. I mean, I think I like to go to a woman sometimes, you know what I mean? Just like a man likes to go to a man for certain things sometimes. Sometimes, like, no offense, men, but if I want to get the straight shit, I go to a woman.
Well, I think when you're postpartum too. Sometimes I think it's good for a woman when you're postpartum to switch to a woman for a while because they understand.
Yeah.
And I will.
No, I mean, yes, exactly. And especially postpartum. Yes.
Yeah. I will say that you and Brent and whoever I've been around that recommends strength training has really changed my relationship with food and how I feel about my body. I wasn't scared to get pregnant this time because I know with lifting and strength training that it comes off. And there was something really liberating about that for me. Yeah. Because for so long, I felt like I had to eat less to get to my goal.
Yeah, and also when you strength train and you're eating protein, the protein is going to build muscle synthesis. And so you're not as scared of food either.
Yeah, I'm not scared of food at all.
That's so good. That's what I want. That's what I want. Because you know how it is. I mean, that's really the thing. Your body's gonna, if a pound of muscle compared to a pound of fat. Like if a girl really could see what that looks like on your body, they say toning's not a thing, but like a pound of tight muscle versus a pound of fat is you could swap 10 pounds for 10 pounds.
I feel like you
it
have
would
that.
look
What's
so
your
much
body
better.
Fat percentage?
No, but here's
what's
the thing.
your body fat
so
percentage?
I was watching a video of this. I won't say who the guy was the other day, and he's really in shape. He's got a lot of muscle, and he was eating. And if you were to show what he was eating to some of the health people that come on the show, they'd be freaked out. But I think people that weight train and build muscle know that you can get away with eating sometimes some of these like quote unquote unhealthy foods because your body just needs the fuel. Like,
I mean, that's why I want y'all to get to maintenance as soon as possible, because everyone's like, don't have a drink, don't have a drink. It's okay to have a drink every once in a while.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so like
once you get, you know what I mean? Like for a while, you'll have to fight for that maintenance.
We had a couple drinks the other night.
But here's the thing.
Maybe one too many.
You work out with me enough. I'm in decent. I'm in decent enough shape, but like tonight I will go and I will eat whatever I want in the restaurant. I will have drinks and I won't worry about it at all because I know that I'm doing the workouts and building muscle later, so I don't have to worry about that going to bad places.
And I think like what the problem is like girls are just trained to worry about calories so much, these calories and that calories. And if they'd understood that let's go back to the eating. If you eat every 3 hours, your body like becomes like with muscle on it, becomes like a furnace. It's not like you're literally hot, but it burns up the calories. So if they understood how inefficient it was to just count calories, just make your body the calorie burning machine, and you never have to really work. Just don't be an asshole, right? Like don't eat like horrible, but like you eat pretty good 80-20.
Yeah.
And you're good for the rest of your life.
We ate duck hearts. Well, you didn't eat it. Just Jessica and I did at P-Volve today.
I know. That was wild,
dude. 2 duck hearts.
They were frozen or not frozen?
They were good.
They looked frozen. They looked so good.
Yeah, she cooked them really good.
She seasons them really well.
We are going tonight.
Yes.
To walk downstairs to the Kimberly, and we're gonna have you had you got to try their beef. What is it?
No,
beef
I've never
tallow?
Eaten there, y'all.
Beef tallow.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
No, not beef tallow. What is it called? Bone marrow.
Bone marrow.
Bone marrow.
Oh, yeah. I will. I know. I can't wait.
Marrow.
That's good for you. I'll eat that. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna have 6 margaritas.
Oh my god.
No, the last time we went out, I was done.
No, margarita gang.
Yeah. That's the text thread. Margarita.
No, it was because y'all went for the 3rd margarita.
No,
I don't even.
No, my new drink.
I sat back and I was like, y'all are.
Lauren's move.
I was cross-eyed at the first margarita. I swear to God.
Lauren's move at the table every time is like everybody will be on like the moon.
Yes.
And she'll look with like a cross eye at the waitress or waiter, and she'll say, "We'll have another round." Like
I like to have fun. I never go out.
Cross-eyed at the.
Yeah, but then everyone's like on the floor of the bar. We can't do it anymore.
You know what my new drink is?
You are Brad's son.
Yeah, I'm Brad's
son, daughter.
Brad.
You're Brad's daughter. I can imagine Brad would be like, hey, nobody go home.
Brad brought over some elk pozole and cornbread from Moose Farms at the farmer's market, Barton Creek, for you.
Oh my God. Okay.
And my new drink, just so everyone knows.
What is it?
Is a tequila, like an Astral tequila.
Yes.
Blanco on ice.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of ice in a tall glass.
That's smart.
With a side of Pellegrino.
Yeah.
Or a Perrier if they don't have it, and a shot of fresh lime juice. It's the new drink.
You should have seen it the last time we went out.
I'm petrified of a margarita.
She's like, "Oh, wait till we get home, buddy. You're gonna get a good one." And next thing I know, she's like, "Just oh my God,
dude, that 3rd margarita will take you into outer space."
Yeah,
I told you I used to know that guy, and he would. He was like super creepy, and his main question to all the girls was like, "How many margaritas does it take to get you drunk?" And I was like, "Oh, gross."
Oh,
yeah. I was like, "Why? Why do you need to know that?"
Sandy, everyone go follow her Instagram at Sandy Brockman. I'm a huge fan. She always responds to DMs. Definitely, you guys go get that free 30-day trial. obeyfitness.com, code skinny. And the clothing company I was talking about is asrv.com.
Yeah.
They just launched women's clothing, so they never did that before.
I know. I really liked them. Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
Brother. All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye.